Alright, hello YouTube, I am back for another flight. I am going to meet my good buddy Greg. He's flying into Elk City, Nevada. It's about halfway between my house and his house. So I am going to fly over there as well. Let me get my aircraft started. Pre-programmed my GPS. Let me adjust my altimeter. That is not right. There's nothing. Alright. Get on the move. I have moved the chair in from out in the arcade room because this is going to be over a 2-hour flight. I'm going to take off, get flying for a little while, and then I am going to stop the video and pick up when we get to the Elk City area. Kind of cheat the system because it's such a long flight. I am not going to I'm going to peel out around this corner. I'm not going to do my run-ups and all that stuff. As you can see, the sun is just coming up. It is like 6:30 in the morning. 7 o'clock. It's just now 7 o'clock. Just cracking the mountain over there. I'll be in the sun once I get up in the air, of course. Back taxi here a little bit, give myself some room. I won't be using ATC for this flight because I don't feel like messing with it. We will be heading east flight, so I'm going to go up to 9,500 VFR flight, so odd numbers plus 500 going to the east. This should be fine. Go out a little bit. Not going to need any flaps for this takeoff. Let's go ahead and look at that red in the dash. Is it a sunrise behind me? I didn't check the weather or anything, but the wind is predominantly from this way. But let's see what we got. I'll try to take a peek at that windsock as I go by. It is a pretty heavy crosswind. Let's see what happens as I get up in the air. Anything. Alright, positive rate. Whoa. Let's get that landing gear up. Let me see up these buttons. Turn around here. Not quite that many street lights on the interstate as you're going through Van Horn. Here comes the sun. Probably should have turned left. But I wanted to see the town lights on. That's it. Turn on the autopilot. And I'm going to use my new buttons I put over here, and I'm going to activate the heading hold, or the nav hold I mean. I've already switched to GPS, so it should take me over to that line, and we will follow it. I mapped these buttons down here to my nose up, nose down. So I'm not having to use the mouse or the controller. I've also mapped these buttons on the dash. I added 5 buttons here for the autopilot. They're not labeled, but I can't see them anyway. So when I get up to my altitude I need to get to, which is again 9,500, I will push that altitude hold button. Pull back some of the mixture. I'm watching the manifold pressure climb. Alright, it stopped climbing. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the RPM back to 2,500. Throttle down, manifold pressure 2,000. That will affect my climb, but that's okay. This is a comfortable rate of climb. Now my flight plan in the GPS, I actually created it on the website SkyVector. Created the flight plan and then exported it, and then I converted it to something that's usable in Xp11, and then I just imported it into the GPS, so I didn't have to type everything in. I just went into SkyVector like I said. Over the house, I wasn't even paying attention. Let me turn off my, turn my strobes on. Let me turn off my taxi lights. And while I'm not using ATC, my manifold pressure had dropped a little bit. I am going to, I got this dialed up, if I can find my phone. Turn the volume up. I don't know how well this is going to pick up, but I have, I can't really hear it. I have Fort Worth Center on my phone. That's the actual Fort Worth Center, so it's real pilots talking to real air traffic controllers. I doubt that the microphone is picking it up very well because it's not very loud. Alright, so we are approaching 8,500 feet. our way. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do the whole flight. Kelly had to work today. One of the other girl that does the kitchen is on vacation. And so she's covering for her today. So I'm here by myself. That's why I'm flying. 7 o'clock in the morning, talking loud, have a camera set up on top of the bed, recording my motions here. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this flight because I just know, right? I'm here by myself. Weather is starting to break a little bit. We had almost 2 weeks of 107, 108s. And now it's gonna, I think by Monday, the high's only supposed to be 97. I know that sounds weird to say only 97, but when it's pulling 10 degrees off, that's a big difference. For me, the problem's been the overnight. This altitude hold. For me, the problem's been the overnight lows have not been getting very cool, so we can't just open up the house and let the, put a fan in the window. We're kind of stuck. Using the air conditioner overnight. So that's kind of brutal when you're on solar. I turn my head slow. It doesn't like it when you look straight to the side. I am still working on trying to figure that out. Alright, so my flight plan is taking us to Pecos. I got 50 miles to go to get to Pecos, 15 minutes till my turn. So, yeah, I'm gonna record the whole thing because I don't feel like getting up and turning it off and having to restart it. It kind of takes you out of the flight mode. So I'm gonna record the whole thing, but then I'm gonna edit it out. So here in a second, I will just show up at Elk City, Oklahoma. Probably come back about 20 miles out, 30 miles out from landing. So, alright. Stay tuned. See you in a second. Alright. Just a quick checking back in here. I moved my phone over here so I can hear it. I'm approaching my first turn. It's not much of a turn, as you can see, perhaps. It's barely a course correction. I got about a minute to go. We are approaching Pecos, Texas. You can see there's some ponds out there. There's the city. The radio VOR that we're coming to is way to the north of town. The airport is to the south of town. Can't really see it from here. There's another lake over here, but I think it's behind the wing. That's the hazards of flying a low-wing aircraft. You don't really get to see things when you're flying over them. Alright, so now the aircraft is changing course. As I said, it was just a slight change. I shouldn't have looked in past the wing. I could have saw that lake. Maybe I'll be able to see it as it goes past the back of the wing. There it is. 50 miles to my next turn. Another 15 minutes. So I'll cut it off here and pick up at the next turn. Oh, there's the airport. Probably can't see it because it's pretty small in my headset. Alright, we'll see you in 15. Alright, well, I'm back with you. I'm 2 minutes away from my next turn. I'm coming up to Midland, Texas. The Midland Airport is right down there. I flew over Odessa already. That's going to get choppy because I look backwards. But yeah, this is the Midland Airport right there. You can see on the GPS. I'll try to stay as still as I can. I'm going to make a pretty good left-hand turn and start heading more to the north in about a minute and 10 seconds. I plotted this course using VOR to VOR. So in theory, if something were to happen to my GPS, I could use radios to do my navigation. But this is a flight simulator, and I don't have any, what do they call it, malfunction set or whatever. I forget the term they use for it. But, so it's not going to fail. Okay, here we go. Say. We have to make our turn. About 1 mile to go. Here we go. Now, I had said before, yeah, look at all that altitude that lost. Now it's way overcompensating. That is a problem with the bearing. It's not so much a problem with the Cessna, but the bearing gets a little crazy. So I'm having to, try to slow the roll here with the yoke. But what I was going to say is, I had said before it'd be 15 minutes, and I realize now it's putting, the flight plan put points in between. You can see, let me ease off the yoke so that autopilot can fix itself. Trim wheel. It's going a little slow, but if you look at the GPS, the line is red and then it changes to white, so it's 12 miles to that. And that's not. I'm gonna have to figure this thing out. This aircraft is not going to balance out. We don't want to be porpoising the whole way. Kind of slowly release pressure on the yoke so that the autopilot can correct for it. And when I was coming up to Pecos, I did tune in Pecos' weather radio and adjusted the altimeter. I probably should have done the same thing when I approached Midland, but I didn't. And I'd have to look it up. I don't know Midland's radio frequency. But, alright. So we're on our way to the next leg. And when I get close to an actual turn, I will be back. We're heading a little more, let's see, almost north. Yeah. Almost due north. Let's see my compass up there. The compass on the GPS. Alright. We'll be back. Alright, so we're back with this, and we are approaching Lubbock. Well, I'm actually over Lubbock, Texas. You can see the city down there. The airport is out there. And again, I'm going to a VOR radio. Some of the city down here. Is that a golf course? I can't tell. It's a small course, but it's a golf course. Oh, maybe, okay, maybe it goes a little further this way. A lot of houses. Again, I'm going to a VOR radio, which is apparently on the northwest side of town. I got 7 miles to go to my turn. Good view of the airport. Probably not such a good view of the airport on the video because everything looks smaller. And I am a little concerned at this point, my battery life of my headset. I have it plugged in. I don't know if you can see. There's a cord, I don't want to mess with it. I have it plugged in and I have my backup battery out, and I might not even be in frame. I have my backup battery off of the headset, and it is charging also. So that hopefully if I get a warning that my battery's low, sometimes the cable doesn't, this cable that I'm using doesn't charge faster than it drains. So I could still get an error or a warning before I land saying that my headset's getting low, in which case I will put in the spare battery. Although there have been times where I don't get a warning and it just goes all the way down to nothing and just shuts off. So I am a little nervous about that. My turn is coming up in about 10 seconds. Making a right. So let me look off to the side in case it wants to get the choppiness. I can get it out of the way. Here we go. Well, so much for getting the choppiness out of the way. There's the airport. That is the Lubbock Airport in Lubbock, Texas. So now we are on a straight line. Oh, I gotta deal with the ballooning. I should have dealt with it while it was turning. If I would have dealt with it while it was making the turn, I could have maintained the altitude. It wouldn't have done this.
Delta 941, got that course, center 13, 2907, get there. 297,
correct. Still have some pressure on the yoke, slowly releasing. should settle out here. Hopefully it doesn't descend too quickly, because then it will do the ballooning again. We'll try to correct for that. Looks like we got it. Looks like we got it. Alright, so I got 10 miles to the next marker, but I don't know how many markers there are between here and Elk City. That should have been my last course change, and I'll get back with you as I am approaching Elk City. Alright, so I'm not at my turn yet. I still have probably another 15 minutes. But this terrain is really crazy. It was all flat farmland back there, and then all of a sudden it just drops down into this kind of rough terrain, and well, you can maybe see out there, it was flat, and then it's like it drops down. It's not like the mountains go up that I can tell from this altitude. Really interesting. And then it looks like it goes back to some flat land up here. This little area of rougher terrain. Found it really interesting. Alright, so we got yeah, I still got 17, 18 miles to that waypoint, and then probably just as far to the next turn, which I was wrong. I thought I was headed right to Elk City, but there is another turn. Makes sense when I'm looking at my head. I'm going too much east to make it up to Oklahoma. Alright, we'll be back at the next turn. Alright. So we're coming up on our last turn. A little less than a minute. I think that's K. What is it? CDS? Charlie Delta Sierra. If I can remember, I'll put up what airport that actually is on the screen. And I'm going to try to help the plane to maintain altitude in this turn just by putting a little bit of back pressure on the yoke instead of just letting it turn and I'm just checking out scenery. It's funny because it looks like there's this farm inside that airport. All right, here we go. Here's our turn. Pulling some back pressure. Oh, too much. I'm just riding the vertical speed indicator. Trying to keep it as close to zero as I can. Help it zero out. I don't know why it's still dropping so fast. I don't want it to drop fast because then it's going to rise too fast. That airport is behind the wing. It looked like there was a farm inside of it. Alright, so Kelk, Elk City, 73 miles. So I got about 22 minutes to go. I did check the charts. It looks like there's only one runway. It looks like it runs due north-south. I'll listen to the weather when I get about 50 miles away. And when I'm probably about 20 miles away or so, I will come back to the video and we'll get landed. So looks like there's a dry riverbed. Interesting. All right, so I don't know when this satellite scenery ends. I downloaded West Texas. It was a download, and then I had to convert it. I don't know where it ends. So at some point, I might switch to default scenery. I did create scenery for the Elk City area, but I realized that if the default, or if the stuff I downloaded includes Elk City, the stuff I created won't show up because I put it further down the priority list. It sucks because I made it high resolution around the airport. So we'll see. All right, we'll catch up in a few minutes. All right, so we are back. I am now north of the field. I checked the weather. Let's go ahead and check the weather again.
Elk City Regional Business Weather. Wind 190 at 8, visibility 9. Sky clear, temperature 30, dew point 9. Altimeter 2980.
Alright. So, I already have my altimeter set. I need to be at 4,000 feet for this checkpoint and I'm going to get there right on time. I have the yellow line is the runway heading, and the orange heading bug is the wind direction, just so I have a visual reference. Locking the altitude here at 4,000 feet. And I'm not exactly sure what the autopilot's going to do when it hits this point, because it's a pretty steep corner. I don't think it's going to go out and make that big bend. It should do a teardrop, but that's not what it's showing. Kill the autopilot. I'm going to hand fly it from here. Normally I would make a right-hand turn, or left-hand turn, I mean. But because it's a low wing plane, I'm going to use the right hand turn because it's the wing out of the way. I'm going to pull a little bit of power here. Need to slow down. 2,000 feet. Go for flaps. When I get to this mark right in front of me, I'm supposed to be at 3,400 feet. It is slightly right to left. Well, I'm guessing these are active on there. Left and up and down. Yeah, now I can tell there's some white light and some red. I was way farther north than I thought I was. I feel like they're not correct. Oh look, it just switched sides on me. Just switch sides on me. Alright, I'm going to pull a little power so I can start descending again. It looks to me like I got some white and some red. This is the same direction Greg landed. full flaps. And shut off the battery. Alright, I'm going to go see if I can't find Greg. Thanks for watching. Put the parking brake on. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.